We are at the Leadership Experience Tour, and I have the pleasure of having with me Dr. Tabatha Russell. Girl, how are you today?
I am wonderful. Thank you so much, Marcus, for having me. So my platform is Inside Inspired Women, where I teach women how to create multiple streams of income, create generational wealth, as well as the family's own economy. So I take them through a quick program that helps them to set that track. Men can learn. Okay. However, I focus on the woman. And the reason why I focus on the women of the family is because that's the core, that's the center of the family. The woman has the ability to touch everybody in the family. And because she touches everybody in the family, she can teach them, she can nurture them, she can care for them, as well as she can impact them in such a way that it becomes generational. That's why I focus on the woman. I make sure that their mindset is set on point at all times. We nurture the mindset, because what happens is that sometimes we find that women, because they give out so much, there's not a lot left. And so we help them to understand that they have an inner worth, that self-confidence that they need. We feed that on a regular basis. It's not really so much about creating the multiple streams of income, but we take what's already on the inside, what they're good at, and we bring that out. So that way she's always fulfilled and nourished, because she's doing what she's passionate about.
Would you mind giving me like a really quick, what you're gonna talk about on Saturday? Just give me a little quick, little snippet. What's going on?
So we'll use Wonder Woman as an example.
Ooh, she's gonna use my example.
Wonder Woman has the ability to transform. And because she transforms, you may not initially see the power that she has. But when she transforms and put that capes on, all of a sudden you see something brand new. So that's what I focus on, is making sure that that woman knows that she has the ability to transform at any given moment and be successful at doing so.
How do I get in touch with you if I want to? How do I get to your platform?
Okay, you can find me on all social media platforms at I am Dr. Tabatha. Better yet, you can text me the word mindset to 803-882-9159. That's 803-882-9159. That comes personally to me, and I can help you to get your journey started. Sometimes I have to remind myself who I am, where I come from, and why I'm here. I can remember one time in my life, I didn't like my name. I grew up in inner city Philadelphia during the era where Bewitched was a thing. So I grew up, they'd be like, can you wiggle your nose? Can you twinkle your ears? Can you do a little magic? And because I lived in inner city Philadelphia, I said, I got a trick for you. I'll make you disappear. So for me, I had one goal in life when I was growing up, and that was to change my name. I wanted to change a name and have a name like Jasmine or Yvette. Y with a schwa with the vet. That was my goal. So at the age of 14, I went out and I got a job. I started with this company called Impact Incorporated. I was just filing papers and putting things away. I didn't know the level of impact that job was going to have on my life. I thought I was doing something at 14 when I got my first check. I was like, oh, wait, we about to do this, yeah. I quickly learned a few more years after working that it wasn't getting any better. I wasn't getting any closer to my goal, because I went and I talked to some people, an attorney, I'm just saying, about how I could change my name. And he said, it's gonna cost you about $5,000. Now back then, at the age of 18, I'm like, ooh, I don't know if I could do that. because I barely had $500 saved, let alone $5,000. So I realized that I needed to do something in order to get this goal. So I thought all this work I was putting in was getting me closer to my goal, but it got me even further. Because every time I got a paycheck, I would be in the stores. Every time I got a paycheck, I'd be trying to buy something. Every time I got a paycheck, I wanted to floss. I didn't come from a household where money was taught. It was not a discussion around the kitchen table. It was not a discussion at the cookout. Everything else was going down except the word money. Get your mindset together. Why is it the two things that we need the most is not taught in schools today, and that's money and mindset? The statistics said that 52% of Americans didn't save $5,000 in their savings or their retirement account. That's just a year ago. So the numbers get a little bit more staggering when we look at year to date. Year to date, 62% of Americans have not saved $1,000 in their checking or savings account. If you can identify with the numbers that I gave on today, then I'm talking straight to you. And I'm going to say, don't go back home. Don't go and sit in the car. Don't go back to your room and say, man, I got to do something about it. And then don't do nothing. This is the time, the opportunity that you need to get your mindset on and just say, you know what? It's just one decision. That's all I need to make a difference. Imagine this, a young girl in her 20s and 30s going through gut-wrenching catastrophe after catastrophe with no hope, no faith, and no end in sight. Yet and still, she was trying to figure it out, trying to find a way on how things could potentially get just a little bit better. The one thing that would have made a difference in this woman's life was money. But yet and still, all the efforts that she had to try and get it came to no avail. The reason why I know this is I was her. I could remember being broke. I could remember going through repossession, foreclosure. I could remember bouncing checks. I could remember all these things. It had got so bad in my life to where I made one bad business decision. Because, you know, I was hungry. I was trying to figure it all out. I was like, okay, well, if I can't go out there and work for somebody to make some money, I'm going to do it for myself. And I made one bad business decision and I lost 6 figures off that one decision. I lost everything with 4 small children at the time, and I had to look at them and tell them, it will never be like this again. I promise you. I didn't know what I was going to do. I had to sit myself down and say, you know what? Let's create a budget. Let's now look at what it is that I have at my disposal. And these are all the parameters that I needed to draw just to get me by. And as a result of doing that, I found that now, Dr. Tabatha Russell mean a little something. I'm just saying, amen. I've had the opportunity to create multiple 6-figure businesses. We got a body contouring studio. We got a travel agency. We do taxes. Look, we got an internet radio station, podcast, WIR TV. Thank the Lord that He allowed me to be able to do all these things. Better yet, God allowed me to create an academy. It's called Inside Inspired Women. And the reason why I deal with women is because women are the center of it all. They're the nucleus. They're the glue that hold it all together. Let's just say we got it going on. Look, I'm not discounting the guys. I'm just saying the word tells us he who finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor of the Lord. So I'm just saying if you got a good woman in your life, you better push her. You better support her with everything that she got, because she's going to bring it back to the house and she's going to make it a little bit better. And not only that, she has the ability to disseminate it to everybody. And once you disseminate it into the children, because we are the nurturers and the caregivers, I'm just saying,
and we give it to the children. Now they grow up in it. And now generation after generation is creating a legacy of generational wealth. So we have the opportunity with that one decision to change it all. And if you identify with what I said on today, get at me. Let's talk about it. Inside Inspired Women, I take you through the Breakthrough Millionaire Academy, because that's what we do. We break through to millions. You can contact me on all social media platforms at I am Dr. Tabatha. Better yet, you can text me the word mindset at area code 803-882-9159. 803-882-9159. Only you know where you are and where you want to go. Thank you.